Hi, my name is Joe Edelman. I'm presenting to you some information on the politics of New Jersey. I hope you enjoy this PowerPoint and some of the tongue-in-cheek humor that I've incorporated. I present to you New Jersey, where politicians have been wearing masks for years. Well, I'm not really mandating like the governor of New Jersey. Here's our objectives for this presentation. We're going to talk about the structure of the New Jersey government, the three branches. Appointing and districting. North Jersey is more densely populated than the South Jersey and has more money. How do we keep it fair? New Jersey in the primaries, getting ready for the real election. We love a party in New Jersey. We'll review it. Not only the blues and reds, but also the greens. Here in New Jersey, we know that money wins elections. We'll talk about our current Governor Murphy. It's all about the agenda we bring to the table. Each party has its issues. Oh, and I forgot, over in appointing and districting, we're going to learn about gerrymandering. And boy, does it happen here in New Jersey. Just like the federal government, New Jersey has three branches of government. The legislative branch. The Senate and the General Assembly make up the legislative branch. The Senate has 40 members, and the General Assembly has 80 members. One senator and two assembly members are elected from each of the 40 districts of New Jersey. The Senate and Assembly chambers are located in the State House in Trenton, New Jersey, which is Central Jersey. The executive branch, the chief of the executive branch is, of course, the governor, who is elected every 4 years to a 4-year term. A governor cannot serve more than 2 consecutive terms here in the state of New Jersey. The governor officially resides at Drumwacket, located in Princeton, but still works out of an office in the State House in Trenton. As per the Constitution, New Jersey's chief executive is one of the most powerful governors in the United States. In addition to overseeing the departments, agencies, boards, and commissions that make up the executive branch, the governor signs bills into law and can call legislation into special session. The governor has the power to grant pardons and is the only person with the authority to call the National Guard. Then there's the judiciary branch. The judicial branch decides how the law should be applied. The governor appoints the judges to the Supreme Court and the Superior Court only with the Senate's approval. The judges serve a 7-year term, but after they've been reappointed once, they can serve until they're 70. Here we can see the organizational chart of the New Jersey state government. So they tell us it all begins with the voters. We can only hope that that's true. As I noted before, the voters vote for the legislative branch and the executive branch. The governor himself is the one who appoints the judicial branch. From there, we can see all the different departments that help make our government work. Apportioning and districting, keeping it fair. We'll talk about gerrymandering in just a minute. Redistricting is the process by which new congressional and state legislative district boundaries are drawn. Each of New Jersey's 12 United States representatives and 120 state legislators are elected from political divisions called districts. United States senators are not elected by districts, but the states at large. District lines are redrawn about every 10 years following the completion of the United States Census. The federal government stipulates that districts must have nearly equal populations and must not discriminate on the basis of race or ethnicity. As shown, I live in the 4th Legislative District. Senator Fred Madden, Assemblypersons Paul Moriarty, and Gabriela Mosquera. Do we really have boundaries, or is gerrymandering in full effect? New Jersey's congressional districts are about ready for the redistricting. There's a lot on the line, and the results will affect not only the Garden State, New Jersey, but the national political scene as well. Right now, the Democrats control the House of Representatives, but only by 9 seats. The Republicans are pressing hard to regain 10 seats that are occupied currently by Democrats in New Jersey. With New Jersey voters generally unhappy with the current Democratic governor, the GOP sees New Jersey as a possible swing state to move the House over and regain control. Time will tell. I thought this cartoon illustrated gerrymandering really well. Down in South Jersey, where I'm located, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, and up in North Jersey, we have the New York Giants. No, there's no New Jersey football team. But this really does show what gerrymandering's all about. Vote early, vote often. Sure, why not? Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote in the primary? There are only 15 states where a semi-closed primary is allowed, and New Jersey is certainly one of them. This holds true on both sides of the aisle. So what, you ask? What it means is that voters who have not declared a political party can participate in the primary election of his or her choice by declaring their party on the day of the election. If they already have declared a party, a voter must indicate his party no later than 55 days before the primary and vote only in that party's primary. That's the law, and we always follow the laws here in New Jersey. Also here in New Jersey, it's not uncommon practice across the U.S. Also here in New Jersey, and not an uncommon practice across the United States, a winner is declared by the popular vote, which may not be the majority vote. In other words, if only 3 people come out to vote, and 2 people vote for one candidate, and 1 person votes for the other candidate, the person with 2 votes wins. I know that's kind of extreme, but if there's 1 million people to vote and only 3 show up, that's how the election's going to win. I checked my voter registration online, and here are the results to show you. Each state offers its online website. Nobody has parties like they do in New Jersey. Just ask Snooki. It's not just the elephants and donkeys, but there are enough choices in New Jersey for people to make their individual statement. Joining a third party political agenda will allow you to make some noise and declare that this mess is not your fault, but in reality, your support will be only for that individual who will probably never win the election. Can you feel the burn? New Jersey partisanship. Ah, the Democrats. Yeah, we have a Democratic trifecta here in the Garden State. One of the original 13 colonies, land of the free, political fairness. The governor and the lieutenant governor, both Democrat. 2 senators, both Democrat. 12 House of Representatives, 10 Democrats, 2 Republicans. 40 state senators, 25 Democrats, 15 Republicans. 80 House of Representatives, 52 Democrats, 28 Republicans. That's a trifecta. Our governor, Governor Murphy, New Jersey Democrat. Money does buy happiness. Not only did Governor Murphy raise the maximum amount of money allowed, but he did it before he even declared he was running for government. $3.5 million. There were 2 Democrats that tried to run against Murphy in the primary, but somehow the 1,000 votes needed on the petition to run were disqualified by a judge that Murphy had appointed. I'm just saying. Governor Murphy made a lot of campaign promises for his election. And I chose 9 of them that I'd like to go over with you and just give you an idea of how politics are done and the campaign promises and how they stood up to the test of time. Governor Murphy stated that he was going to fully fund all the schools. We're underfunded by $8 billion as of this date. He did say we're going to leave marijuana, and he did it. But marijuana is against the law by the federal government. It's legal here in New Jersey. Just a little side note, if you go in and buy some pot at one of the legal dispensaries here in New Jersey, you have to pay cash. You know why? Because the credit cards are federally backed. And if they're federally backed and federally insured, you can't trade it for something that's illegal. It's an interesting concept. Governor Murphy did promise to fully fund the pensions for police, fire, ambulance, teachers, and all the people that are in the state fund. Well, the minimum contribution was made since 2018, and the fund remains severely underfunded. Governor Murphy said he was going to give free community college to everybody that lives in New Jersey. Well, there's a kind of a stipulation. You have to earn less than $65,000 a year. It was $45,000 a year. It just got raised. He did offer to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Well, currently we're at $12 an hour. Next year it'll go up to 13. A year after that it'll go up to 14. And it's going to stay at $15 an hour all the way up to 2024. I think inflation goes up a little bit higher than that. We'll see what happens. Governor Murphy said he was going to end the PAECC, which is the standardized testing for high school graduation requirement. They only count it as a 5% value as of now. Are we going to lower the bar any further? Yeah, we're a sanctuary state. He's going to protect the dreamers. Since 2019, New Jersey doesn't believe in ICE. We protect the dreamers. The federal government is not allowed in here to find people who are here illegally. It is the sanctuary state. We're going to restore the millionaire's tax. Oh, done. Wait. It only affects it if you earn more than $5 million. Kind of a high threshold. And Governor Murphy did promise to restore family planning funding. I appreciate the fact that he did, and it's done, but even a broken clock is right twice a day. Man, do we have some issues here. Just like to go over a couple that are kind of popular and things that we talk about. The pandemic. Sure, it's affecting the entire world, but New Jersey stood out so far during COVID-19, and we stood up pretty good, except for that time that Governor Murphy was down in Delaware having dinner with his family when the pandemic was at its height, not wearing a mask, but that's another story for another time. 4.6 million New Jerseyans have been vaccinated. Pretty good. Number 7 out of the 50 states for residents vaccinated. We did a real good job here. Gun control. Gun control is a real hot button around here. New Jersey has the second toughest gun control laws in the entire country. And we're 45th out of 50 per capita deaths in the United States, even despite Camden and Trenton. If anything, we're probably going to get some stricter gun laws around here. I did mention before we're a sanctuary state. Got a lot of illegal immigrants here. It is a problem. But Governor Murphy has taken the stance that we're going to remain a sanctuary state, and he's going to support the dreamers and support some people that are here illegally, and that's against federal laws. Sure, we have federalism and it allows these things to happen, but it's not a very popular decision by most people that live here in the state. I hope you enjoyed my little presentation here. Here are the references. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to come visit us here in New Jersey. And thanks for listening.